When should you have the money talk with your future spouse? Finances, should they be talked about early and often? Can a prenup or talk about money break up a relationship or potential marriage?
Look, King, I am a big fan of planning and financial planning, of course. And this is a really tough one because it's a highly emotional topic. You're basically looking at planning for the demise of a relationship when things may very well be at their best, but that's the time to do it. So when do you start talking about things? I think when a relationship starts to get serious, before I would recommend the engagement period, to start to talk about that and really try to separate the emotion and the logic. Look, the same thing applies for wills as an example. Nobody likes to talk about dying, but it's going to happen, so you can't be afraid to die or thinking you're going to curse yourself by drafting a will. These are things that we need to do, and prenuptial agreements, which I am a strong proponent of, is something that every couple should discuss. And let's put it this way, King, if you and your partner can't have a discussion about financial matters, should the relationship go south, then you really have to think about whether it's the right person for you. Again, I'll go back to this, King. I represent a lot of wealthy families, and they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And many times the parents, for example, when their children are going to get married, insist on a prenuptial agreement. And if they don't get the prenuptial agreement signed, what ends up happening is they redo all of their estate planning and so on, and financial planning, and start to put those funds into a trust so that the spouse would not be able to get to it. And, it can get complicated. Second marriages, children, family assets, businesses, the level of debt one spouse may have. These are all the things that have to come to the surface. And I'll just say this, because I know we're running out of time. You could make a prenuptial agreement any way you want, but if you really want the agreement to stick, both parties need to be represented by legal counsel, and it should be a reasonable agreement. There should be some logic behind it, and generally speaking, the basic logic is we both keep everything that we came into the marriage with. We keep that separately because that's what we started with. Everything that we build thereafter, we split.
All right, thank you to the finance guru, Dan Geltrude. Have a great rest of the weekend, and thanks for your great financial advice.
Thank you, King.